people like relay that same thing to you when you're like, you should try this Scotch? It's really good. And they're like, oh, I don't know about Scotch.
Yeah, because and the reason behind it is that there's one predominant Scotch region that's associated with very peaty and off-putting tastes, and that's an island of Islay, which is located off the west coast of Scotland. What they do is they take peat moss, which is literally what the entire island is made of, is peat moss, which is just basically fungus ground. And what they do is, since they can't burn fires there, I was literally just there like 3 weeks ago, no flex, I was in Scotland, just so you know. But what they do is they take peat moss because it's so damp there that they can't burn wood because all the wood is wet. So what they do is they burn the ground, and the ground is what stops the fermentation of barley, which is what you need to have it at a specific point where, if I'm getting way too nerdy, let me know.
No, this is good.
We just talked about.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So it stops the fermentation of barley at a specific point where then you can start introducing the yeast, which will create sugars, which then creates the alcohol and all that stuff. So what they do is they burn peat moss, which is what people normally associate with Scotch, is that very smoky, campfire, peaty, earthy fungus note. There's 5 other regions of Scotland, though. There's Speyside, Highlands, Lowlands, Campbelltown, and just overall islands. And they all have different tastes. So one of our favorites is Balvenie, which is a Speyside Scotch. It's very fruity. It's not peaty at all. And if anyone is looking to get into a Scotch that's coming from bourbon, I normally either recommend Balvenie or Glenfiddich 15, which was aged in a bourbon cask, because it has those same note characteristics that are similar to a bourbon. But yeah, I completely get that all the time because they associate it with, like, if they watch Parks and Rec. Have you guys watched Parks and Rec?
Big
Nick
fan.
Offerman is a huge fan of Lagavulin, and Lagavulin is located on the southeastern side of Islay, and they do peated whiskey, which is very off-putting for a lot of people. It comes off as like peppercorn steak, very fungus, a little bit vegetative, depending on which one you have. And that's what people go towards because, oh, I've heard that from Parks and Rec, I'm going to try that. And they never try Scotch again. So if you're out there listening and you want to try Scotch, definitely go for Speyside, because Speyside region is more fruity. That's what I got you into Scotch.
So good.
So Mike is a good example of it, because when we started this podcast, Mike was like, I don't like Scotch. I'm like, that's wrong. You don't like the certain region of Scotland.
No, you do actually like Scotch.
Yeah, you do like Scotch. We just got to find the right Scotch for you.